Now, I'm motivated. This may be fun.
Hey everyone, Insanity here, and I am playing Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted Edition. This playthrough is going to be interesting in that I have a certain mod made by Vita AWL, which allows you to customize your single-player experience on Twisted Metal Head-On and Lost. So this mod is called the Ultimate Cheat Edition, and what it does is it combines assets from Twisted Metal Head-On and Lost and Twisted Metal Harbor City. So this includes all the vehicles from both games, as well as the prototype of some vehicles, plus bosses. You can play as the bosses, including Tower 2 from all the way through the story mode, and you get to replace the levels in the story mode with, or well, actually all levels rather, regardless of which game you play, with the Harbor City levels that were ported over. Plus there's some other additional customization you can do, such as changing Tower 2 so that you can have him use his lightning special from the very beginning instead of waiting to get him to half health when phase 2 his battle starts. And then you can also have a playable Cousin Eddie with all of his hillbilly shield panels. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty fun experience. Right now, I also change it so that I am using Gold Tube as my vehicle. So this was already a thing in the original Twisted Metal Head-On. You might have seen videos where people play as the Lost vehicles in Head-On, and also the Head-On vehicles in Lost. So this is nothing new, but for this Ultimate Cheat Edition, it's just nice to have that as an option from the get-go. Now, I believe Vita is still working on a additional update to this mod, which would allow any level to be selected. So you can have the head-on levels selected in place of the Lost levels. So that will greatly increase the amount of customization. And that makes Head-On pretty fun, in spite of the fact that the game itself is just okay, given that it's very simple and not as in-depth as the Twisted Metals of before, like Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal Black. Anyway, as much as I like to explore the levels, I do want to kind of bum rush because I had to restart this playthrough thanks to some things not turning out so well. There are a lot of levels that you can, from the Harbor City side of things, that you can change for the Head-On campaign, but not all of them are actually great in terms of playability. Like, there are at least 9 levels that I would say are playable. The rest have some issues, both big and small. Some of the levels that you can play, they're not really made for combat. There's no pickups, the AI pathing isn't great, so they're pretty much just not really engaging you in terms of car combat. So those levels don't really make for good replacements for the story mode portion. But regardless of the fact that it's pretty cool to be able to play the Harbor City levels, since Harbor City is definitely not going to be finished anytime. There are so many levels that are already in the Lost side. I think I might prefer those over the Harbor City originals. So, but it's on a case-by-case basis. So for Twisted Metal Lost, you had a level called Stadium Slaughter, and this level is called Stadium. This is the original version of Stadium Slaughter. I definitely prefer this original to Stadium Slaughter because it fleshes out the whole stadium portion. You get multiple levels to fight on, and it's much more fun overall. This is Suburbs. This is the original version of Suburban Terror. And this, I definitely prefer this over Suburban Terror as far as just overall look. But as far as playability goes, I prefer Suburban Terror because it just makes more sense as a Twisted Metal combat level. This level does not have a lot of pickups, so you better load yourself up beforehand before coming to this level. If you ever customize your experience to in the Ultimate Cheat mod to have this as one of the upcoming levels. Only one other thing you need to worry about, and that there is this one place on the map which is a huge open gap. As long as you don't fall in it, then you should be fine. But otherwise, yeah, this is a huge map and it's just a lot of dead space. Alright, so armor upgrade, sweet. Hang on. And where are you going? They're going more hard. Yep, this is the wide open gap. Yep, as you can see. Okay, this is S-Center. This is the original version of Carnival of Darkness. This is a very similar deal as with Suburban Terror. So I do like the overall layout of this level, but Carnival of Darkness, which is the shorter version in the Lost side of things, it's just better in terms of combat and flow. So this is very huge. Most of the Harbor City levels are very huge, especially when it was intended to have a huge interconnectivity between levels. And so for that reason alone, as cool as it is to play these levels, I do think that sanity should win out, and that no matter how huge these levels are, it's just some that play better when they have their sections cut out. Alright, so you can definitely see for yourself just how different this layout is compared to Carnival of Darkness. Forgot to mention, but one cool thing about playing the Lost cars in Head-On is that the upgrades work with the Lost cars. Again, this is probably because Head-On and Lost share the same engine, so the upgrades work for the Lost cars just as they do for Head-On. The only thing that does not work is the special weapon upgrade, but that doesn't really matter so much since the cars and Twisted Metal Lost all have much more powerful specials compared to their Head-On counterparts, so it's not a really huge loss. It's pretty cool to do some insane damage, but I think with Gold Tooth having a 60 damage special, you don't really need it that much. Alright, where are you? Definitely not doing much damage. Okay. There's one level in this campaign that you must absolutely play with the head-on portion, and that's the Cousin Eddie boss fight, because the only thing that works is if you change the level to the Harbor City level, the only thing that works is the ATV portion, and then the Cousin Eddie portion just does not load at all. So that's the one thing that can't be played or modified differently. Thankfully, the Dark Tooth and Tower Tooth portions still work. In fact, it's actually recommended that you change the battleground for Dark Tooth and Tower Tooth, because if you play on the base level with Tokyo streets, then you only get the Dark Tooth battle. You don't get Tower Tooth for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to need to pick up napalms for Cousin Eddie for the top Hillbilly shield panel. Okay. Let's see, also I need power missiles. Let me just get a little more napalm. Power missile bonus, I don't really need. Got you. Power missile. Right? Don't forget. Okay, move over. Did I even hit him? Stop it. This is starting to feel a little reminiscent of Minion. Thankfully, you're just as weak as ever, Cousin Eddie. I get that they probably made him weak health-wise because he has shields, but still way too weak. This is probably my favorite level for, I think, yeah, the Lost side of things. I definitely prefer, this is one of the few cases where I prefer the Lost version in every way to the original. The Lost version, no, the original Harbor City version of this level is called Ghetto, I think. So it's much more cluttered. I definitely prefer this level being much more wide open. And for bonus points, it's very reminiscent of Downtown from Twisted Metal Black, which is one of my favorite levels in that game. But I definitely think I prefer this one over Downtown from Twisted Metal Black. This level is actually playable with a Codebreaker code, or what was, I guess Game Shark 2, but I think it's nice to have this as an option in the Ultimate Cheat Edition mod, because I can just have this level, I can just select this level as many times as I want for that campaign. Now, one unfortunate problem with this level is that I don't know what causes it to occasionally freeze. There, you might have seen that huge explosion from the beginning. I think that probably might be part of the reason. I guess the explosion just overloads the processor. I'm just using random jargon to sound smart, but I guess that explosion might be part of the reason why this level might occasionally freeze, which is unfortunate because I sure would like to play this level more often. If not for that fact alone. So as you can see now, this is the Harbor City version of City of the Dead. It's pretty much very similar, but there's much more clutter. I think it's also a little bigger than City of the Dead, but City of the Dead is pretty wide and big enough already. And this being City of the Dead, but with a lot more clutter, makes it not as cool to play. Okay, finally my ramming damage actually works, and I don't know why my rams, all the previous times I did rams, didn't trigger. At least compared to City of the Dead, while I don't like this level as much, I'm not as fond of this level as much as City of the Dead, this is at least much more stable and does not have any chance to freeze. Hey, don't do that slam. Okay. And so, if I weren't bum rushing this playthrough, then I would certainly have done a little exploration. But yeah, the most notable difference compared to City of the Dead is that there is a bridge here. This was meant for traveling to this level when Harbor City was a thing. But now you just have a overpass that loses its original function and just simply clutters the map. Get it? Thank you. Alright, now we are playing Docks. This is the original version of Deathport from Twisted Metal Lost. Again, this is very similar to Suburban Terror and Stadium. Well, not Stadium. It's very much like Suburban Terror in that even though I like the original version of this level from Harbor City, I prefer the Lost version just in terms of gameplay. This is really huge. This is really huge. And there's all these ships you can go on. But again, I'm not going to be doing any sort of exploration. So I'm just going to bum rush and complete this game. I'm not hitting anyone. Okay. Okay, so I actually don't remember the health location. There is one health up there that you can't really get unless you jump, and jump only works if you have the Lost car with the jump upgrade. I think there is health on one of these ships. Oh, whoops. Let me just clear this out. Oh, there's health over there. Hey, stop it. I really hope that Vita AWL makes his update to this mod, because I would definitely like to be able to play Deathport. That's one of my other favorite levels. Oh great, I did not expect that. Oh hey, I got him. Alright, where'd the upgrade go? Oh well, I don't need too much. Oh what? I wasn't expecting to catch him like that. I just pulled a dark tooth and jumped on him. Oh whoops. Okay, so the ramming is a little inconsistent here. It just doesn't trigger for whatever reason. I also like Transylvania, but I replaced it with, I think this is called Goth. It's a shopping mall. Oh, okay, better be careful. So this level, you really need to make sure that you have it replacing a level that does not cause any issues with boundaries, because if you happen to pick a level to replace it with where it ends up having boundary issues, then you pretty much lock yourself out of being able to really complete the level. Because the other vehicles are likely going to be dropping out of the map elsewhere, and you can't really get close to them because most of the map is cut off with falling out boundaries, and therefore if you move or try to get through, then you are going to fall and you're just going to kill yourself, and you pretty much have no way of being able to beat the level or getting to the cars that are killing themselves by falling out of bounds. Okay, let's just... So, Monaco and Egypt are at least two levels that you cannot replace with Goth. Let's see here. I think one of the factoids mentioned that they would like to have implemented a shopping mall level, but I think it's easy to see why it's not really a standalone level. It works better off as a part of a level, but not its own, simply because the way it works, it would probably be very similar to Stadium, in which you have multiple levels, but you're just going to be kind of, it's just going to be easy to run away and not really engage targets. Plus, one of their issues was that they needed to make distinct storefronts so that you know where the other player is running to in multiplayer, and that was not really possible when they were developing the levels for the Twisted Metals on PS1. But on a PS2, where they have more power to make a shopping mall level that could possibly work, I think it's still easy to see that ultimately it's just better off as a part of a level rather than its own standalone one. I think Sun Springs, California from Twisted Metal PS3 is the only time that they had a shopping mall as... it wasn't Sun Springs, California. Metro Square was also another level that had shopping mall elements. And ultimately, yeah, just works better as a part of a level rather than its own standalone level. So maybe if they ever make a future Twisted Metal, maybe they could make a engaging shopping mall level that works as a standalone instead of just a element of another level. But for now, we only have Harbor City as a example of what a standalone shopping mall level will look like in a Twisted Metal game. This is Rail Yard, and this is another very huge level. There's at least a bunch more pickups compared to suburbs, but overall, you're probably better off just making sure that you don't come into this level without having a bunch of pickups loaded up. I don't know why I'm accidentally putting the shield code in. Alright. Don't move. Got you. There are environmental pickups that were a holdover from Harbor City, but they don't work. So if you come across one, don't ever pick one up, period. Oh, you picked up the health. No, not that it makes much of a difference. Stop running, Grim. Just go ahead and spam misses. Don't run. Stop blocking me, Sweet Tooth Truck. Got you. There is another part of this level that's past the bridge, but I'm just better off finishing this level. This is great from Harbor City perspective, but it's way too large. We'll probably feel right at home on Twisted Metal PS3 with online multiplayer. Alright. This is Airport. This is another of my favorite levels from Harbor City. But there's one part of this level that is basically okay from a Harbor City perspective in terms of the whole interconnectivity part, but it's not really fine from a combat perspective. And that is this terminal section. So there's 3 levels to it. I think this is the basement, this is the upper level. There's also another level that I think you can drive up to. Wait, can you drive up to it? Okay, no, this is the upper level, and then there is the roof, which can't really be accessed. Oh no, so that was the, so you can't drive up here. Okay, so this is the second level, and then there is the roof. You can get up there via ramp and jumping up. Wait, don't fall in. Just overshot the roof. Where is the health there? I know there's health in the corner over on the basement level. Okay, can't blow these up. Okay. But yeah, this portion of the level is fun, but not really great for the car combat purposes. So I do like Airport otherwise. It's a pretty cool level. It's also very wide open. And if you just stick to the outside of the terminal, then it's basically one large square. It gives a very Holland vibe from Twisted Metal 2. Let me just fire missiles. Nope, getting rid of those. Sweet energy. Nope. I should not approach the front of Slam. Again. Alright, so we are now going to wrap things up pretty soon. The final level is downtown. This level has already been part of the mod and ported over by Vita, but it never ran stably, and I needed to wait until Vita eventually created a updated file for this level, which makes it stable. But there's also the fact that I could not play this level on the basic PS2 emulator. I needed the nightly build, which would finally let me play this level, as the PS2 emulator. Oh wow, threw me up here. As the base PS2 emulator kept crashing whenever downtown loaded. Alright, so hang on. Where are you going, Darktooth? This is another pretty fun level. It's also very destructible. It's probably the only, well, I guess there's no airport as well with the planes, but this level you can shoot these buildings to really level them. Alright, so it's time for Tower Tooth, and thankfully there's no issues of him loading in, despite the fact that this is not the home level for Tower Tooth. And like I said, you can customize your experience with the Ultimate Cheat Edition mod to have Tower Tooth use his lightning special from the very beginning. You can see now that I had him switch over to his lightning special. Although apparently he is okay. Alright, start moving. Thought he was stuck for a moment. Can I reach him? Yeah, I can. Oops. Oh wow, he got over here. Oops. Here I am trying to be fancy. Alright, so one thing to note is that there is a instant death boundary somewhere on this map that I don't remember, but if you go there you instantly die, so make sure you don't touch that building. Alright, come on, get up. Go to. Of course, there's a safe spot you can use. Oh, Tower 2 is destroying the buildings. Thank you for that. Oh darn, he just actually healed up. Alright, let me just go take cheap shots at him while he's stuck here. Did I actually hit him? Okay, I'll just take cheap shots at him since he's stuck. Heck, why did I just jump forward? I'm just doing a grasshopper right now. You're done. Alright, so yep, that's the game. And if you ever decide to get the Ultimate Cheat Edition, well, if you know where to look, hint hint, romhacking.net, hint hint. That's the gameplay and commentary. Hope you enjoyed it, and Insanity is out.